Hello, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. It's been a while. We are in the thicket of the holiday season, and so we are close to wrapping up the cycle of the five books of Moses. However, we missed one of the second to last portion, which is the portion of Ha'azinu, and this is to listen in plural. Many people should listen. And this is really the portion that is discussing Moses preparing for his death. And we have the famous Song of Moses as well, and his testimony to Israel about their future. And in this song, he really outlines really the historical cycle that the Israelites deal with, which are coming to the land, they sin, they exile, and redemption. Now, what I want to focus on here is what actually makes Moses choose a poetic style in his final words to the Israelites. Now, in general, as many of you know, there are times when the Torah chooses to use poetry, and we know that from a literary perspective, there are moments when a poetic message or poetic passages are preferred over lucid writing or concise writing. Now, from this viewpoint, one of the Torah's virtues is that it's predominantly written in this lucid writing form rather than poetry. And this is really because prophecy is so clear and detailed that it could be afforded to be written in a simple language that really anyone could understand. And there's no real need for abstract concepts. Now, on the other hand, the entire Torah itself is called a song, right? We see in Deuteronomy 31:19, now write for yourselves a song and teach it to the children of Israel, put it in their mouths, right? So Rabbi Cook famously had a teaching that just as poetry has rules, so too there's poetry within the rules themselves. And what he was meaning is that if you truly understand what the Torah is, that even in its prosaic sections, you could actually sense its powerful poetry. And you don't need an explicit lyrical content in that verse. Nonetheless, poetry does appear in the Torah, and especially when we're reaching unclear situations, unclear realms. And that's what we want to be expressing, but we've reached that limit. So, for example, the first time we encountered poetry in the Torah is when Lamech speaks to his wives after committing murder, right? So instead of expressing themselves clearly, he flees, really, flees the wrong word. He fled into lyricism, right? He says, "Hear my voice, O wives of Lamech, listen to my words." Right? This is in Genesis 4:24. Now, uh, similarly, in our portion, Moses speaks poetically, and he's looking towards this ideal world, far really removed from the world that he's standing in that specific moment. And it's as if he's stepping out of his sphere of his generation and is speaking to all the generations to come, and really from the beginning of creation till the end days. And as a result of that, he has no choice but to speak in a poetic style, right? Because he is stepping beyond the realm of ordinary life, and those words are not going to be sufficient. Now, we see evidence for this really at the start of his song, where Moses says, "Give me ear, heavens, and I will speak, and let the earth hear the words of my mouth." Right? And this is in Deuteronomy 32. And if we take this statement seriously, it really reflects Moses' tremendous stance, right? He is a human being born of a mother and father, and he's demanding from the entire cosmos to be silent just because he wishes to speak. And this really also reflects a perspective where a person sees themselves not only as an individual within a family, a nation, even all humanity, but really as part of an entire cosmic existence. And in that sense, and from this perspective, all history really is open up before him or before us. And Moses speaks to really, he's talking about the end of days. He's even hinting at the resurrection. But ultimately, he talked about a time, and he ends it with, "See now that I," speaking of a God, "I am He, and there is no God with me," right? Ultimately, letting us know about this unity, letting us know that ultimately He is one and He is here. And that's a beautiful farewell from Moses. I'm wishing you all a good holiday season, a Shabbat Shalom, and peace.